S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Named for the legendary coach and co-founder of the Bengals, here's a good look at Paul Brown Stadium on the riverfront in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Hands up, lead!
Mike 54! Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen!
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On the run, it's Mixon. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now a play fake here on first down. Finding Green complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Give him 30 yards there. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What, does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. On 2nd and 9, Dalton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that's incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 30, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. C.J. Uzomah, 87 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zuerlein good with a PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
13.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. On play action, now Garoppolo. He'll dump this off to Cook. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they will start this drive with just terrible field position backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here you go.
Dalton hovering near the goal line. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Bravo. 61, matchbox lights.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively.
Check.
General West.
Mike's 54.
Second and 10. Dalton once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So the sack, and now it's third and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he's got Snead. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, a give to Mixon. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run. Anderson. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Rodney Anderson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And they drew up the counter there. It worked. They're glad they drew up the counter.
And a lot of times what you're trying to do is just simply get the defense moving in one direction. It doesn't take much. Even one step's enough. Get them going in one direction and then cut back against the grain and let your running back finish it off and get the work done.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know
Cook strip, the ball's out, and the Bengals grab it. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo setting up the screen for Cook. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Here we go. One, Omaha.
Mike 57.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Quickstone, Travis.
Mike 57. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. The throw complete to Beebe. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, a one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
6-6, pull it hard.
Play action. Garoppolo. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Stay at home, stay at home. Stay at home, stay at home.
368.
Second down, Dalton. Green brings it in. And he coughed it up, and the Vikings pick up the football. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Hands up, 318, 368. Don't get nervous. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hands up.
Now Joe Mixon, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On second and 12, Dalton. He's got Green. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Andy Dalton now over 200 yards already under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack on first down, Dalton. Finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
25, check 25, check 25.
Now Garoppolo toward the pylon, caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook as the first half is winding down as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Mixon. They'll have a first down past the 40. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Garoppolo now. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
You draw forfeit.
Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
2nd and 2 at the 48-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Dalton now to pass. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll run on first down. Mixon, not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Regular.
Dalton here from the gun. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Protein spill.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Dion Lewis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Garoppolo now, first down throw. Ebron caught left side. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
11. A gain of 5. First down, Minnesota.
Garoppolo on first down. Over the middle, it's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards on the pickup. Second and 2.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
First down, Vikings.
They run again on first down. Cook. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
No gain on the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th.
I got this. Check the call. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
80 weapons.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Eric Ebron. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. Bullock good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Dion Lewis with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Fielded about a yard deep.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo. It's complete to Diggs. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His 1st touchdown on the year as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st down. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now they run with Mixon. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing again on second down. Dalton, and that's complete. It's Green here.
13 yards on the play.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Dalton bootlegs out. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Duke Dawson picks it, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Oh, passing it. Dalton. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A big play there. Taking it in. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And that touchdown just might do it.
I would agree. That probably does. Barring a miracle, they're in great shape.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Switch up, switch up. Out.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Cook. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
61, Matchbox White.
57, Mike, 57. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And that is caught. What a grab at the 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. They'll run with Cook. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. Second and goal from inside the 5.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
To throw is Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They gotta have 6 here. It's third and goal.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
One final try now for Garoppolo. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Call it a 3-yard gain.
Mike, 58, right there. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, gun.
You can't block me. 58, boys, 58. 58's Mike. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
I got you.
58 is a Mike. Go 58.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. His time has now run out on this game. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they